Hello. Let's get my gameplay down. Hello. So nice to see. So nice to be seen and see ya. Hey. Oh boy, everybody. Happy day, happy Wednesday. Y'all, your fifth favorite math streamer took last night off. I was just had a little frog in my throat, still got a little bit of one. As we've previously reviewed, I've been tutoring, so this is not bad hair, this is just headphone hair. Alright. So let's see. Yeah, we're live. Hey. Hi. So I'm Joey. Welcome to Everyone Loves Math Live. I'm gonna spend a couple minutes to say what's up, and then we're gonna get into stuff. So this is Everyone Loves Math Live. So I do the show every Monday through Thursday at 9 o'clock Eastern. What do? Well, we can take your questions. Look at this. I got a whiteboard right here that I can like write on and, write like, I don't know, smart things. I can like look smart on here. All right. So I got a whiteboard. Let's see. What else do we have at our disposal? We have the best graphing calculator in the world, Desmos.com. So we got that right there. We got everything that you need to answer whatever math questions that you have. So if you've got a question, anything up, like, I don't know, whatever through calculus 1-ish, and you want to ask it, there's a bunch of ways to do it. So one way you can ask it is by dropping the question in the chat. You can also use, it's about to slide off the screen down there, but the Everyone Loves Math hotline, that is active. Operators are standing by, and by operators, I mean it's my Google Voice phone number, and by standing by means I'm right here. Okay, so yeah, you ask a math question and we'll do it. Yeah, Flash, all good, man. Finish your training and then we'll be here. So yeah, when there's questions from the chat, I'll just tell you how I do things. On one screen over here, I've got Twitch chat and Facebook chat. So if a question is dropped in, I'll see it. And then questions that come in over my Google Voice, I got them here. So yeah, that's kind of what we do. Let's see. So yeah, and when there's no questions from chat, then we just hang out and play video games. And that's what I wanted to do today. So I've been meaning to play this game, Go Mecha Ball. I am a what you call it? Xbox Game Pass. I'm an Xbox Game Pass boy. Officially it's PC Game Pass. But I thought this game looked kind of fun. And so I figured we would play this while we were waiting for questions. I have not played it before. There was a very short story that played at the very beginning that I did not pay attention to, and I don't think is important. I have seen about 30 seconds of this game, and so, yeah, let's see what's up. Here we go. So, it looks like eventually I'll have stuff to check, but the only thing available to me is Cat Rascal, and of course I like the name of that. Alrighty. So, I'm keeping an eye on the levels. If anything's coming out low or distorted, just let me know and I'll fix that. I'll be sure to fix it. Okay. So, I think I popped out of that. Alright. What do I have? So, this is me. This is me moving the left stick. This is me moving the right stick. Left and right stick. Okay. Right trigger. Left trigger is roll into a ball. That's kind of cool. Right bumper doesn't seem to do anything. Left bumper, nothing yet. X, Y, and B, nothing yet. And then left trigger and right trigger seem to do something. So let's go into a ball, man. It looks like I can't jump. So it's a little bit of a bummer. Can I lock on? Okay. There we go. Pick up a weapon, press A. Change weapon. What changes the weapon? X, right? Alright. What's... I guess I have no ammo in that. Okay, cool. Ooh, I really like being this ball. Alright, yep, hold the roll. Way ahead of you, buddy. Way ahead of you. Alright, collide to get ammo. So we're gonna roll, and then right trigger that bad boy. Oh, that feels good. Okay, that didn't feel as good. Oof, 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 buddy. Look at this. Oh, boy. Alright, that feels real good. Alright. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, and I got my little boost. Okay, what do we got now? Deny attacks by holding and then pressing right trigger. That denies an attack. I gotta wait for him to be red. Oh, or not. Okay. Hop up here. There we go. Avoid heavy attacks. Okay, that's all it says. There we go. Am I seriously going to be able to just avoid this by going around in a circle? Alright. Well then. Here we are. So A, pick up. Grenade. RB for grenade. Well, that's just wonderful. Okay, so now I have LB for missile volley. Holy moly. I really like that. That feels real good. Ooh, and look at that effect at the bottom. Alright. Let's see. Does this want me to do stuff? Oh, the numbers. The numbers go up. That feels quite nice. Combo. Did I do a combo? Okay, I did a combo. Alright, let's see here. Did I combo? Did I do it? Seven of 8. Do I just need to keep killing dudes? Is that what I gotta do? Combo. Alright, there we go. That's all I had to do. Alright. Well, this just feels really good now. Remember, no matter how much fun I'm having, I'd rather be doing your math problems and helping you out, so... I should say doing your math problems. I'd rather be working with you on your math problems. I don't have enough cash. Yo, isn't that just the story of my life, huh? Alright. I don't want the tutorial. Why don't I have enough cash for stuff? That's lame. Okay. This thing is offline. Okay. Apparently there's nothing I can do here, huh? That's fine. It's sucking me into a portal. Pardon me. Portal sucked in. Alright, get ready, huh? Alright, I'm pushing buttons. Look at me pushing buttons. Trying to jack these fools. Trying to jack them. These fools need to be jacked. There's a jack that must happen, and I am he. I am he. I am the one who knocks. Let's go here. What? I can't do that move? Alright, wave 2, wave 2. Oh, I'm up here. Give me this. Alright, I just got a quack. I got a quack weapon. Oh my word. Oh my word, this is chaos. This is absolute chaos. Alright, this is guiding me toward them dudes. That's how I get my ammo. Yep. I'm gonna get my ammo. Oh, you burst toward me. I'm gonna get you. This is all just waves? How many waves are there for your boy? What the H is that? Alright, here's this stuff. Ooh, I'm hammering that thing. I'm doing good with that. Oh, that felt bad though. That didn't feel good. I don't like this. Level complete. Oh, and I am got okay. All right. Well, I don't know if I talked during that. That was intense. Okay, let's see. Unleash and eat. Ooh, I get choice. I love choices. Let's talk about choices, huh? All right, I'm just gonna double check a quick thing here. Boop, 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 ba-doop. All right, sweet. Just checking that I'm still up and working. All right. Let's see. Double collision when denying attacks. Max health. Ooh, tempting. Tempting all. Okay, let's see. If it denies double I like this denying an attack. We're gonna do that. Alright. And it looks like my health was okay. So I just go right back into this, huh? Alright, let's see here. Let's find some good old stuff to run into like you. I just denied your attack. Yep, denied you again. Got your ammo. Me on my way to get your ammo. Right there. God, I have to be the slowest person on the planet with this game. Alright, now we gotta go get this guy. Alright, we'll get him. I see. Isn't there a little ramp like right? Oh, that's a little side deal. We need to go up here and around. His days are numbered, don't worry. Of course. Alright, I'm gonna stop being a ball. Oh, now he's down. Wave 2, baby. I'm sorry, there's another mecha ball? Excuse me? Excuse me. Oh, this is absolute chaos. Weapon spreader. Yes, please. Can I... Please use that. Alright, let's try to get myself... Yeah, the meower. We're not going to get that. Where are we going? We're going over here. Going to deny you. Deny you again. You're about to get denied, brother. Here we go. We're going to go zoom up here. Alright. I don't even know how in the world... How am I even doing? Am I winning? Am I winning slowly? Am I the best player that's ever played this game? Has no one ever gotten... I'm hearing now that no one has ever made it to Wave 3, and that I'm the very first? If so, my goodness, we are witnessing history tonight. let's go down here. Let's mess up some dudes. Hello, dudes. I hate you. I hate you. Oh, I could have had you. Oh, I could have had him. Oh, here's another weapon. Rapido? Hey, pick up. Yeah, there we go. That felt real good. Rapido, I got you, bud. Oh, boy. Oh, I can just lay on the... What am I doing? Just pumping the... What do you call that? The trigger. I can just lay on that trigger. Alright, let's get this guy. It's this guy. He'll go down. Like his brethren before him. Here we go. Level complete. Okay. Now, at the end of these levels, is there ever anything for me to pick up? It doesn't look like it. Ooh, that feels really good. Oh, I haven't done the left trigger and right trigger at the same time yet, have I? I don't know. Hey, Zach. Good evening. What is up? It is a Go Mecha Ball night. I've never played this game, but it is included with PC Game Pass. All right, let's see. Ooh, yeah. Yes, absolutely. Turn up my mic. Yeah, I've had weird stuff going on with my mic. Let me check. Is that better, just moving it closer to my face? Yeah, let me know if that's better. Maybe I'm just not talking into it. Let's see. Not much better. Interesting. I had weird audio stuff happening tonight. Let me see. All right, I just muted the gameplay. I'm going to try something else. Let's see what I can do here. Check, check, check. I don't know, does that... Let's see. That is... You should just be hearing my mic. Is that still low? Just my mic, plain old microphone? Let's see. Alright, I goose it a little bit. Oh. Goose it a little. Oh, now I goosed it. I done goosed it. Zach, this has got to be better, right? I'm seeing what appear to be healthy levels on my end. Let's see. All right. And if I include the gameplay, does that completely wreck my whole vibe? Hopefully not. Yeah, when I was setting up for this, I was getting some weird sound stuff today. So hopefully, I don't know. This might just be a reboot your computer kind of deal. I'm not sure. But hopefully we can get through this evening. We'll see. All right. Let's see. Zach, how are you doing this evening? All right, let's see here. Let's remember what I'm doing. Oh, man. All right. I saw... I did that thing where I asked a question and then I immediately started a game where there's absolutely no way I'm going to be looking at chat. But I did see your answer. But lesson learned for next time. I shouldn't say, how are you doing? And then hit play on this. Because that was insane. All right, let's see here. Oh, this guy. Here we go. This guy. You've got to go. You've got to go. You're right, I denied you. I denied you. Oh, yeah. Let's pick... Should we pick up a weapon? I can't even pay attention to these weapons enough to know if I should be picking them up. All right. Oh boy, this is a really mean boy. I just wanted this ammo. That's all I wanted. Maybe am I full on it and I can't get it? Listen, really intense things are happening, okay? Now, Balatro I can, defend as a math game. I'm going to be honest with you. This game is, really, it's just included in PC Game Pass, which really appeals to me. Appeals to me when something is included in PC Game Pass. Those tend to be games that I like. And I did watch someone play this game for, like I said, about 30 seconds. And I said, if I watch this too much, it's either going to spoil it or I'm going to get too scared to play it. Because these games, I mean, look at this. Look at this. This is a little stressful. You got to admit. There's a lot going on here. There's a lot of ins, a lot of outs. All right. Level complete. There we go. Whatever that is... Oh, does that mean there's a... Yeah, portal thing. Okay. There we go. All right. All right. Question for the chat, which may be a chat of just Zach. I'm not sure. Here's my question. What is your opinion on Facebook Reels / Instagram Reels / YouTube Shorts? What is your experience of them? What's your favorite thing about them? Yes, that's what I would like to know. There's my question. So here's why I ask about the shorts and the reels is this week I finally kind of caved and like all the nerds online say you got to do Instagram Reels, you got to do the Facebook Reels. And so I did, but I don't know what they are. I made them without knowing what they are. So I would love to hear your experience. What are your experience with those things? Okay, let's see. Abilities. Collision kills reset boost cooldown. Well, I definitely like that because collision kills feel real nice. Jump up and smash down. Yeah, not too much with shorts, huh? Yeah, me neither. And then I'm like, okay, I'm going to go do research. I called it research today. Ooh, where am I? And so I spent some time. Yeah, I'm a long form content person myself. So, oh man, this is fun. So yeah, I'm not a TikToker, not a Snapchatter. But as somebody that's trying to do, I'm trying to do business. I'm a businessman. I was like, well, let's try it. And, yeah, it's, I don't know. It seems wild. All right, let's see. Increases ability damage. I'm not even really sure what my abilities are. All right, replenish. Oh, I definitely need to replenish my health because I am at 18 out of 90. So I'm going to buy this. Okay, that helps replenish my health. Now I have 26 coins left, which I don't know what those are. Okay. Yeah, so, okay. Yeah, I will check in. I've been meaning to introduce myself to him. He's, the actual education, one of my new follows as I figure out what's up with the Twitch. All right, this game seems rad. I don't know what I'm doing right now. All of a sudden, this became a pinball game that I don't really understand. I think I was going... Okay. There we go. Well, this is certainly oh, I get a boss. Oh, I love having a boss. see here. Alright, so that hurt. That hurt me. I feel like this is an okay strat, right? Ooh, that hurt. That hurt. Okay, alright, a little second form. Fine. All right, I've seen someone do this before. All right, denied, denied. All right, my gun does pretty good. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's see, he's gonna barf out at me. That's fine, he can do that. I'll just keep denying him. There we go. Come on down. Oh, shoot. Third wave. Oh, boy. I sure would like to beat my first boss. Wouldn't that be nice to beat this boss on the first try, live on Twitch, looking like a cool guy? Sorry, I was out of ammo for a minute there. Oh, I found health apparently. Allegedly. Okay, let's see here. All right, stay focused, Joey. Stay focused. Prove to all of Twitch that you're a real gamer. This is where I do it. Okay, Joey, you're out of ammo. Y'all, check that out. Did y'all see that part where I beat the boss on the first try? Live? Y'all see that part? Alright, I kind of want to stop playing right now because then I can just retire. You know? I can be like, best. Oh god, I'm already playing again. Okay, never mind, because I'm already going to be horrible at this. Oh, so much is happening. So I guess stuff just kind of keeps happening in this game, huh? Oh, so many things. Alright, let's see. Alright, we're going to follow this guy and get him. I'm going to pop out with him. There we go. I think that guy just took himself out of the game, if you ask me. Alright, pardon me while I deny you. Yeah. Now who's the one getting denied, huh? Alright, is this sludge hurting me? Can I? Alright, let's see here. Oh, well, you're just a very big boy. That was a very big boy over there. Alright, A, pick up Rapido. Alright, I like Rapido. Come on, get in here. Alright, now... Oh, boy, we're moving around. We're moving at light speed with my pro strats. Wave 3. Here we go. We'll pop in there, pop out there, grab this. We're doing great. It looks like we need to go a little north here. There you go. Yeah, there you go. Level complete. There we go. All right. Woo! Woo! All right. Let's see. I can guarantee this luck will not last. This luck will not last. All right, let's see here. Increase gun damage, collision damage. I don't think I care about the discs. Gun collision. Man, I'm a colliding kind of dude. So I think I'm going to do collision this time. All right, it's just right back in here. Let's see here. There we go. Bounce all the way up here. Is there anything to find up here? I don't care. Oh dear. That guy just has all kinds of stuff protruding, and I'm not sure I like the cut of his jib. I'm not sure I do. Alright, come on now. Alright, here we go. This is... So, I think if you're bad enough at this game, then it is kind of like pinball. That's kind of how I feel. I feel a little pinball-y. You know what I mean? Not like I feel... not like I'm feeling horrible. But, like... Alright, I do not like him. This, like, bulbous... This guy. Okay. Well, he doesn't like me, as it turns out. Is this guy invincible? What in the world? Alright, we're gonna go hang out. We're just gonna go hang out, okay? I'm gonna avoid that guy for a minute. Let's go up this tube. Oh, these guys are no better. Some might even say these guys are worse. I'm gonna bully you. I'm gonna just bully that one out of existence. Alright. There we go. That felt better. You know what I mean? Went down there, picked on some little guys. That felt good. Anybody else want a piece of me? No? Okay. So let's see. Now we can find more. Oh, we're back in this neighborhood. Alright. Oh boy. Let's see. I don't know if anything is up here. Oh cool, out of... What are you doing? You're healing him up. Alright, we'll switch for you. Quack 2? Did that say Quack 2? I'll go quack 2. Alright, let's see here. Who wants a piece of me? Who wants a piece of me? Oh, I had the quack 2. Well, I can't keep up with this game. It happens quick, you know? Alright, got him. Take that. Y'all want my quack 2? Take that. Guess what? I don't have it anymore. I'm not sure if it was better. I just grabbed this. Why did I grab this one? I don't know. Why does anyone do anything? Alright. This guy's trying to give me a dose of my own medicine. I don't like it. Alright. Am I leaving anything out here? Let's see. Is this worth exploring before I... like, before I go up there? Because that kind of feels like I could get up there, but I have no idea. Alright, maybe in another level there's a elevator. Alright. Let's see here. Max health. It's really hot for me to have these throwing discs. I don't know, video game. Let's see. I haven't, you know, max health. Let's try Maxwell health. We're gonna give him a shot. All right, let's see. That felt good. What just happened? Felt good. Some big numbers popped off that guy. Did you see that? Did you see the numbers that popped off him? That makes me think. I like it when the numbers pop off. I like it when the numbers go up. I like it when the numbers pop off. We're having a good time here. What is cylinder? Oh, that's just a little bouncy guy, huh? It's a little bouncy guy from my Mecha. Oh, here's this guy, one of my best friends again. Man. Oof. That's what happens. I get so fixated on the other guy. Forget about you. Yeah, you're stunned. Yeah. Alright, now I gotta go one more to get you. Wave 2. Let's do it. Let's do it, Wave 2. Come at me, bro. Oh, boy. You guys have to go. Alright, I hate those guys. Alright, here we go. We can get him. Got him. Denied him. Supplied him. Got some ammo. You know you love getting ammo. You love it. Alright, jump on down. Jump on down, King. Got you. Got you, buddy. Alright, I thought I did that thing where I got him the second he was here. Alright, let's see. Are there bad people still? Oh yeah, there definitely are. Oh, these guys. My word, do I hate those guys. See, the hard thing with these guys, I mean, I don't want to be mean, but you can even tell, with those guys, you can even tell which way's their front. You know what I mean? Like, yo, come on. Like, I try to be accepting, but, dude, which way's your front even? Yeah, give me that. How do I get the health? That's what I want to know. I'm getting it. Alright, hop on in. Hop on in. There we go. Oh, this is chaotic. And it's wonderful, though. Quack 2. Pick up? I don't know. If you're asking me, would I like to pick something up? The answer is going to be yes. I'll just pick it up. Now, especially if I've already picked it up and I've forgotten, then the answer is definitely yes. All right, just a couple more left to get. There's one. Yep, gotcha. Oh, it's just you. You're just a little guy. All right, level complete. I need to go down here. Whee! Yeah, it's pretty fun. All right. Boom, boom, boom. Wow. Oh, wow. Let's do it. Let's see here. Gun damage, boost power. I do like boost power. I'd like to move faster. We're going to get boost power. Oh, look at me. I'm back in the shop. So for some reason on this run, this is when I get to go to the shop. I have $282. I would like some more health. But I can't afford a big health. Dude, can't I borrow 18 space bucks from anybody? That's a bummer. Kickstart upgrade. Dealing collision damage increases rate of fire. Well, you already offered me that. Okay. What's this do? Oh, that just took 250 space bucks and said I'm 25% of the way done with something. Awesome. Awesome. Can I have that money back, please? Can I go in there? No. Cool. Cool. I love not having money. There's really no way I can get health. I'm just going to be broke and healthless. 35 health. If this is a boss. Is this a boss? Oh. All right, it's going to send me over. King Lurk. Well, we're definitely staying away from him. Oh, King Lurk. Oh boy, King Lurk. All right, it looks like, is it just me, or does King Lurk put out some pollution? So I think maybe in my Mecha Ball form, I can handle the pollution, but not in regular dude form. All right. Oh, that hurt. Oh, that hurt me so bad. Guys, that hurt me so bad. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. There's your GG right there. That's a big GG. Big GG energy right there. My goodness. My goodness. Oh, go Mecha Ball. That's okay. Alright, so I played Go Mecha Ball. I played a thing and I died. So the question is, what did I take with me? Because I can't just start this over again. I think that was a pretty good, for a first run, I feel okay. I don't want to do the tutorial. Okay, upgrades. Well, I just hit the button. Did I? Okay. Unlocked. Heavy land. Okay. Oh, what's up? Yo, my week's been all right, Flash. Okay. So, how do I know which of these upgrades? So, yeah, Flash, my week's been all right. It's been really chill, and I probably need it to be a little less chill. That's what I'm thinking about. But it's good, man. I made another, not streamer. I made a YouTuber purchase today. Flash, I bought content creator, little baby content creator's first gimbal. So I can use my gimbal, and you'll never guess, because I got the gimbal that everybody gets. I got the DJI mini thing. All right, unlock a spin attack. Okay. All right. I mean, I want to keep using these, right? I guess I'll get one of each. So I upgraded upgrades, abilities, and weapons. So I guess I'll do a weapon. What's this gonna say? Unlocked the Disturber. Well, that sounds wholesome. All right, so there we go. We'll roll. This is still offline, I guess, huh? Although my oh, I'm vibrating because I got this. All right, Flash. Before I jump in here, do you want? Should we do some math? Do you have math questions for me? Or are you still you just want to hang out? Oh man, this is weird. It actually uses... It uses ammo in here? That's lame. Alright. So that's where I started. I'm just exploring the space here. Alright. Okay. Hey man, whatever I can do to help you out, you just let me know, okay? Whatever I can do. So Flash, because old man is playing this game, I can't look at chat until my life is not in peril. But the next time I get a break, if you got a question, I will most gladly, when I am not in peril, stop and we'll do some math. As you know, that is not a problem. Come on now, come on now. Let's see here. Where can I go? Where can I get these guys? Man, it's fun to move around. That is fun. Alright, these guys are baddies. I believe that's to use the parlance of our time. Let's get wave 2. Now they're not anything, because I Mecha balled them to straight to where they came from. Alright, there we go. Oh boy. Is the stream holding up with Mecha Ball moving this fast? I don't know if it's... Let me know if stream can't handle this. I got to keep an eye on my my fidelity. All right. Oh dear, you are a hyper boy. Do you see that guy? That guy was really... I can't call him anything but hyper. What word are you? You're the spreader. Okay. Let's see here. Let's get that guy. Alright, gotcha, gotcha. I'm shooting. Yeah, I'm getting better at those guys. Those guys are... This is just crazy, man. We're having crazy times out here. Alright, we'll go into my portal. Yeah, they are hyper boys. It's a hyperboy situation. It's a hyperboy winner. All right, let's see here. Didn't I already get boost? Didn't I already get these? Or did these all reset? These reset. Okay. So I like boosting. I guess, you know, at the very least, I'm going to try to go through just like another wave. And we'll see what, if I can survive here. Come on now. Alright, that's the weapon. It's the quack attack or whatever. Let's see here. You can go. These guys, these little guys, you gotta love the little guys, you know? These guys are just, they're not here to hurt anybody, you know? They're just trying to have fun, give me ammo, be good boys. Let's go. Let's go after these guys. Now, this guy, he's not a good boy. But that's okay. He's not with us anymore. Alright, health's looking okay. I'm alright with where I'm at. Alright, yep, farm some ammo off you. There you go. Shoot the mecha boy. It was a little too spicy over in that neighborhood. That was a spicy neighborhood. So we're just gonna take a break. Anybody see a timer? I don't see a timer, right? I think maybe there's like combo bonuses and stuff, but you know, that'll give me something to work for later, you know? Oh, I definitely wanted that health though. That was great. That was great. Alright. That guy's almost dead. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Level complete. Awesome. Do I like this spreader guy? I think I do. Oh, there were some more little chips to pick up. Nancy! What's up, Nancy? Nancy, welcome. We're playing some Go Mecha Ball. Go Mecha Ball. Alright. I'm gonna do boost power. Alright. Alright, it's wanting me to just pick right back up. This is a game that just kind of says, yo, play this game. Yeah, this game's just like, you know what? Don't think. I actually think I might be doing a disservice by talking. I think this game wants you to like just go into that flow state, you know what I mean? That's what I think I think it's like, yo man, let's just vibe out. You know? Let's see here. We're going to go over here. Oh, yeah. We're going to mess you fools up. I'm going to mess you fools up real bad. Switch my gun to my Rapido. That's the Rapido. I know it's the Rapido because it fires quickly. That's a pro tip for everybody. That's an insider tip. As the Rapido fires quickly. Some have argued that that's why they name it that. I don't know. Well, let's see here. All right. Do-do-do-do. Deny you. I can deny you. Alright. So, is it worth it to, like, zoom around here? I feel like I don't want to, like, miss anything. I don't want to have, like, leave money on the table. See, there was some ammo. Alright, let's go. So, yeah, I mean... Yeah, Rocket League, you know, I was never like good. One might say good at Rocket League. So I mean this one it has like that momentum stuff. But like with this game, you're really maneuverable. You can like turn on a dime, which is pretty tight. Dude, yeah, it wasn't working for me. Wasn't working for me. So yeah, I think this game I like better than Rocket League. Also, this is at least so far single player, and single player makes me happy because then I'm not disappointing anyone on any team. All right. Oh, look at me! I'm back in the store, but now I'm rich. I got 440 space bucks. All right, let's see. I'm 48 out of 75. So this will give me a small health, a quarter of my health. I think I want that. So, well, yeah, I do. Listen. So yeah, I like. Yeah, man. I mean, okay. So here's the thing. I like me a single player game because if I want to talk to people, I will go outside. That's mostly how I feel about single player versus multiplayer games. Now I know that I am currently inside talking to people, so I know that. But I'm gonna say this is different. This is a different level of interaction. I also like. I'm gonna tell you. I don't like 12-year-olds calling me racial slurs, or any other slurs. And so that makes me not want to do anything online. And yes, I know I can mute the chat. I know. But I still know they're saying it. And Flash, I saw you with Valorant. That game, I don't know what that... some people like... hey... Nancy, listen to the radio. Some people love slurs. But yeah, so Flash, Valorant. So what did Valorant remind me of? What was that weird game on the PlayStation that I never understood and was all... What was that game called? Valorant looks like I need to like read a book in order, like a manual in order to figure it out. Am I going to be able to handle Valorant? All right. Oh, it's just not even offering me that. Okay. I guess I'm going to... Now I'm kind of in for a penny, in for a pound, huh? There we go. All right, we're halfway to something. Halfway to something. All right. Well, that certainly was a round. Yeah, it is a lot of information overload. That's right. Okay. This is where I was before. I'm just taking another way to get there. This is going to take me to another boss. Okay. This took me to another boss. All right. So, let's see what's up. Oh, it's my friend again. So we always do Glitch Weaver as the first boss? All right. I can hang with that. All right. There we go. Oh boy. All right, Joey. Pay attention. Pay attention. I did that mistake of looking at chat. Why would I look at chat? Now? With all the responsibilities that I have? To the Glitch Weaver? I'm trying to deny her. I think it's a her. Why do I think this is a her? Does that say something about me that I think the Glitch Weaver is a she? Hopefully not. All right, Glitch Weaver. Here we go. Switch Weaver. Should I switch weapons? Nah, I don't think so. Oh my gosh, I just realized something. I am totally not using this game as a 2-joystick game. I was only using 1 joystick. I don't know if that's going to make me better or worse at this game, to be honest with you. Alright, I got my health. That's good. Oh no, I left some ammo. Okay, let's see. Hey, man. Alright, let's see here. Alright. Waves. Alright, Flash, once I'm done with this, I thought I was going to get a moment of peace. I didn't see your, I didn't strategize this well. So let me, let's see. Ooh, we'll go in there. Okay. So I would imagine in a game like this, all these levels would be procedurally generated, right? I would guess. All right, wave 2. Alright, that gun's getting more powerful. That's good. Alright, alright. Alright, alright. Let's... Oh, come on now. Wave 3. Alright, last wave. Oh, it's a weapon. I'll take that. A, Rapido. Sure enough, I got it. Alright, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. We're bouncing and we're moving. We're bouncing and we're moving. Alright. Here we go, guys. Here we go. Alright, here we go. Let's get them. Let's get them. I think there's 2 more guys to get. These little cowards. I got you. Oh, this guy. Level complete. Okay. Flash, I'm going to go over here. I'm going to stand over here. Alright, I'm standing here, Flash. We're going to hit pause on that. Alright, let's see. Flash sent a... What do we got? We got a problem coming in from the hotline. We got a problem coming in from the hotline. I'm wiping my brow. Here we go. Let's look at this thing. Alright, Flash. Do your worst. Sending it to the MacBook Pro. There we go. Right? Yeah, popped in there. Cool. Showed up. Let's get it over here. Alright. Alright. Pardon my dust. Just doing a little cleaning here over on the whiteboard. There we go. Alright. So, let's see. Flash, let's see. Your handwriting has not gotten better since high school. Well, let's just show everyone. So this is... Okay, I see the word logarithmic equation. And I see it say... Okay, alright, cool. I see it say solve the equation. And use, like, round a 3 decimals. So we can do that. I can read this. All right, so let me copy down this equation that we're going to solve. So we're going to solve 10,000 equals 1,500 e to the 0.11x. Okay? Yeah, man. Hey, math teachers have to have the best handwriting, because the second a math teacher has bad handwriting, kids just go for the jugular on that. So yeah. Okay. All right, Flash. Here we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm pretty sure way back in the day when we did linear equations that I taught. Did I teach you how to do linear equations? We did these kind of things, right? Did we do like these pictures together? I can't remember. Did I show you this stuff? Remember when we like did problems like that? It's it's weird because I've been like, yeah, I think we've done this, but my brain after 21 years of teaching is a little mushy. All right. So what I would like to do, and Flash, you can tell me if you remember these. I like to call them backtracking. Sleeping. Yep. Okay. So what I like to do with problems like this, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to do this problem 2 different ways. I'm going to do it my way. Ooh, there we go. Spike everything. I'm going to do it my way, and then I'm going to do it the way that like everybody else does it. Okay. Listen, here's what I will tell you about student handwriting. All right. I never complain about student handwriting because I'm happy just to get an assignment, get the assignment. That's why I didn't complain. All right. So let's talk about this problem in a way that helps us understand this problem. Okay. So the method that I'm about to do, we can do as long as the x appears only in one place in the equation. So if the x, like it does in this equation, if the x only appears in one place, then what we can do is we can tell the story of what's being done to x, and then we can undo that story, and then we'll be able to find this mystery number x. So what I mean by tell the story is we actually tell the story using order of operations. So if you're this x right here, what order of operations would tell you is the first thing that happens to this x is it gets multiplied by 0.11. So what I'm going to say is I'm going to say this is times 0.11. So whatever mystery number x, so x is going to end up in this box. Whatever mystery number x is being multiplied by 0.11 to get this exponent. And then that exponent is being in the exponent of e to the, right? So we would push that button on our calculator, right? We could do e to the. And then once we have e to the 0.11x, that whole thing is then multiplied by 1,500. So I'm going to write times 1,500. And we end up with, I made this box a little bit bigger. I probably need to make all of them bigger. We end up with 10,000. All right, so Flash, what I want to do is I want to make sure that that you understand the diagram, the whatever we want to call this, right? I typically just call this like the backtracking or the story of what happened. What I want us to agree is that this story that I just created down here really does model what happened to x in this equation. Can you make that connection? Is that okay? And as you're looking, like the other thing that we need to agree on is this couldn't have happened in another order. Like we couldn't have said times 1,500 as the first thing, because times 1,500 was the last thing that happened over there on the right side of the equation. So I like doing this because if we can tell the story of how x became 10,000, then we can undo the story, and that'll allow us to get our answer. Okay, so check this out. I'm going to show you how to undo it, and then we're going to do it the way that everybody else does it. Okay, so I'm going to use a different color, and we're going to work our way backwards. So this one we should be able to say, right? What is backwards of multiplying by 1,500? Right? To go from this box right here to the answer, we multiplied by 1,500. So if we're going backwards, we do the opposite of that, which is divide by 1,500. Okay. So what we can do is we could do this math. We'll do 10,000 divided by 1,500. Like, we can totally do it. I don't think that works out pretty in a calculator, does it? 10,000 divided by 1,500. Yeah, that works out to, what is that? 6 2/3. So this works out to 20/3. Okay. So 10,000 divided by 1,500 is the same as 20 divided by 3. I just reduced that fraction. Okay. And Flash, if you want to see another example of this, we can definitely do it. All right. So then we need to work backwards here. And we need to do the opposite, or the inverse, of e to the. And the inverse of e to the is natural log. And I don't know how far you are in this, but if we need to talk about e to the and natural log, I can break that down. But if we do, so check this out. I'm going to use my highlighter. So to go from here, we did e to this gives us this. So to go backwards, we're going to take 20/3 and stick it into natural log. So the thing that's going to go in here is the natural log of 20/3. Okay. And then we have one more step. We need to undo multiplying by 0.11. So we're going to divide by 0.11. And now's the time where I realize I have run out of space in this box, so I will make it bigger. Because what this tells us to do is to take the natural log of 20 divided by 3, sorry for writing that so tiny, the natural log of 20 divided by 3 over 0.11. So this nasty thing right here, that's what x is, and we can put this in a calculator. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to flip my calculator sideways and do a little bit of this just so we get the answer. Remember, I'll show you the normal way that everybody does this too. All right, because yes, I do it a little weird, but that's just me. Okay, so when I put that in my calculator, I get, and we want 3 decimal places, so I'm going to write it out to 4. I get 17.2465. So if I want to round to 3 decimal places, I will write it out to 4 decimal places. This 5 that's right here, let me highlight it. That 5 means we round up. So this is going to be 17.247. That would be our answer. All right, rounded to 3 decimal places. So I wanted to show you this diagram because when we do this problem, so that's the answer, by the way. But I do want to do this problem the quote unquote normal way. But when we do the problem the normal way, if we don't have some kind of picture in our head that looks something like this diagram, we might not get the problem right. You either need to have a way of thinking about it, like this diagram, or you need to have a lot of practice. Yeah, so you can. So this method, Flash, this doesn't have a name. We can, the closest I've seen is backtracking or working backwards, right? We could call it working backwards, but that's really what solving an equation is anyway. is working backwards. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this equation. Actually, yeah, I'm going to copy this equation down here, and we are going to do this equation the normal way, okay? Yes, call it Joey's diagram method. Thank you. Yeah. E to the, what is it, 0.11x. Okay. All right. So now let's talk about doing this the way that doing this the way that, like, I don't know, the normies do it. Okay. So here's what that looks like. So we would take this, and by the way, remember up here, remember the first step up here was in working backwards was divide by 1500. Guess what we're going to do as our first step? Our first step is going to be divide by 1500. So what I wrote in red above this problem, you're going to see all those numbers again. There's no way to escape that. What I like about my diagram is my diagram helps us figure out the order to do things. Okay, so let's see. If we divide these, let's see, we can cancel zeros, right? And we get 100 over 15. We can divide those both by 5, and oh, shocker, we get 20 divided by 3 equals, these cancel out, and we get e to the 0.11x, right? Okay, so that 20/3 sounds familiar because it's right there, right? And then remember, the next thing we did is we took the natural log. Now look at this equation. If you look at this equation where we're at, we have e to the, and x is trapped up in that exponent. So what we would do is we would take the natural log of both sides. That's why I suspiciously left some space in there, because I'm a sneaky boy. All right, so what would this be? What would this happen? That's good English. So we would have the natural log of 20/3, which is just an ugly number that your calculator can figure out. And then on the right side, the natural log and e to the are inverses, so they cancel each other out. So we would just have 0.11x. Okay. Natural log of 20/3. That sounds familiar, doesn't it? It sounds familiar because look at that. Natural log of 20/3. Okay. The big L thing. Yes. Yeah, we'll talk about the big L thing in a minute, okay? But yes, that is natural log. All right, and then the final step, we already know. We got to get x by itself, so we have to divide by 0.11. So we're going to divide by 0.11. Those cancel, and we get x equals, and then that ugly number, right? What was it? It was 17 point, I don't know. What was it? 17.247. And I shouldn't use an equal. I should use like an approximate, whatever. Okay. So, so the thing is, so this is like the normal way. This would be the normal way to solve this equation. Okay. This is what like every teacher would teach. Okay. Most teachers that I know of, unless I trained them, they don't teach with this diagram. And I kind of wish they did, because I think this diagram's super helpful for understanding what's going on. Okay, so let's talk about this LN thing. Okay, so let's talk about it a second. So first of all, do you know that like if you have the exponential function, we'll call it a function, right? If you have the exponential function y equals 2x, then its inverse is y equals the log base 2 of x. Do you know that these are inverses? Oh yeah, Zach, we're going here. We're going for it. All right, so Flash, you got to tell me if you already know that this is true. Okay, all right. So So Flash, talking about this is a little bit of a long story, man. You might have to buckle in for a little bit of a long story, but I can tell you a little bit of a story to make sure that you really understand this, because if you don't know that logarithms and exponential functions are inverses, then you're not going to be able to understand anything about logarithms. Okay? So I think that's really worth our time to talk about. So we'll talk about what we're going to do is we're going to talk about why these are the inverses. And Zach, in chat, if you have anything to add, I have my fake imagined history, and I think my history is like 92% accurate. But if you have anything to add, Zach, drop it on in there. But what we're going to start, Flash, is you and I are going to start just by graphing y equals 2 to the x. Okay? We're going to make a graph of this. So let's talk. Okay? I'm going to start with a little t-table. We'll make a t-table. And I'm going to do x equals 0, 1, 2, and 3. Why not, right? Oh, and I'm going to do it so you can see it. Boom. Okay. So putting numbers in for x, 2 to the 0th power. If we put 2 to the 0th power in, we just get 1. So what this tells us is that 0, 1 is on the graph of 2 to the x. All right, not too bad. If we put 1 in for x, we get 2 to the 1st power, which is 2. And that tells us that 1, 2 is a point on 2 to the x. If we put 2 in for x, we get 2 squared, which is 4. So that tells us when x is 2, the y equals 4 on the graph of 2 to the x. And when we do 2 to the 3rd power, that's 2 times 2 times 2, that's 8. And so what that tells us is putting 3 in for x, we get 8 out for y for 2 to the x. Okay, so there is our function, or at least that's our little beginning t-table for 2 to the x. So what I'm going to do, we're not going to talk about this weird log thing because it sounds like we need to review it. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a little graph. We're going to do a little graphy, okay? So let's see. I have lost the ability to draw a straight line. I probably should have one of these just locked and loaded, but I don't. Okay, so 0, 1. I'm going to put a dot there. Oh, actually, let me do a blue. I'm going to do blue. 0, 1. Put a dot there. 1, 2. 2, 4. And 3, 8. I'm going to put a dot there. All right, so we're graphing 2 to the x. Now, if we put negative values in for x, I didn't really leave space for that, but negative values in for x give us fractions. And let's just talk about that for a second. So let me just make a little boo-boo addition here. If I put negative 1 in for x, then I would have 2 to the negative 1, and that's just the reciprocal of 2. Negative exponents means reciprocal. So what this tells us is the point negative 1, 1/2 is on this graph. I'm not, just in the interest of time, I won't go super crazy, but negative 1, 1/2 is there. And as we go to the left, we keep dividing by 2. That's actually what the pattern is. Because as we go to the right, we're multiplying by 2. As we go to the left, we're dividing by 2. So this blue graph, this is what 2 to the x looks like. That's what it looks like. And just because you know me, we're going to go to Desmos, and we're going to play in Desmos for a minute. All right, so let's go to Desmos. And by the way, just to prove it, I can do y equals 2 to the x. And sure enough, look at that. I'm not a liar. There's that graph. Okay. I'll make it THICC. Okay, I can make it not red, because red to me feels like panic. But there it is. There's our graph 2 to the x. Okay, and there's nothing really special about 2 to the x. I could easily graph 3 to the x. 3 to the x just it grows more intensely than 2 to the x, right? So if I leave 2 to the x up on the screen and I graph y equals 3 to the x, there we go. I don't know why they did them both in blue. But if you look at y equals 2 to the x compared to y equals 3 to the x, you'll see 3 to the x is growing faster. And of course, if I do a bigger base, y equals 5 to the x, whatever, right? That's going to grow even faster. So these are what we typically think of when we think of exponential functions. Okay? So, so far, that's all I got for you. Flash, any questions? Oh, let me see. Let me get this back up. Any questions right now? I'm sure you're writing this stuff down too. But just to remind you, right? So we looked at these points. Man, Flash probably went and made a sandwich. So we looked at these points, plotted these points. Good. We put it in Desmos. It looks the same. Everything's all good. Okay? All this is just following our nose. Okay. All right. So now let's talk about like stuff that we do with just about every function. So whenever we learn about a new function, and this is true in algebra, this is true in college math, but pure mathematicians, when we learn about a new function, what we love to do is we love to poke it with a stick. And by that, there are certain things that we ask about every new concept, every new function, every new operation we learn. So here's some things we ask, right? We ask questions like, what about x-intercepts? What about y-intercepts, right? We ask those questions. We ask questions about increasing or decreasing. We ask questions about, can we solve equations with them? Can we add and subtract these things? Can we multiply and divide these things? Can we do word problems with them? So all of those questions we ask, we say, how do fractions work? How do negatives work? Right? Every time we learn something new, we poke it with a stick. And for you, learning exponential functions is something new. So we got to poke it with the stick. But there's one other thing that we always ask, and that kind of goes along with this idea of how do we solve equations with it. And that is this. Whenever we learn a new operation or a new function, one of the things we ask ourselves is, okay, what undoes it? What undoes this function? What is the opposite? What is the inverse of this function? That's one of those math questions that we ask when we're poking something with a stick, okay? And let me show you how that normally works. All right, ignore the graph paper. I'm just going to leave it up here to make myself look smart and make it look like, we're doing official stuff. So here, let's check out this function. Let's make one real easy. All right, because we ain't going to do the college math yet. Let's go back to the high school math. So y equals x plus 7. This function is the function that adds 7 to a number. We could even draw my little picture for it, right? This is the function that starts with x and adds 7. That's what this does. And so one of the questions that we ask whenever we learn a new function is, okay, what undoes it? What's the opposite? What's the inverse? Those are all the same question. And what we should probably know is that the opposite of the plus 7 function should be the subtract 7 function. So if we wanted to find the inverse of y equals x plus 7 would just be the function y equals x minus 7. All right, is that okay with you, Flash? All right, we're building this concept of inverses. And I wanted to tell you, this is something that you've asked yourself several times, right? Whenever we learn something new, all right, what undoes it? How do we solve equations with it? All right, and so when we learn about x plus 7, we said, hey, to undo that, we got to do minus 7. If we learned about, let's just do a couple of these, right? We'll just do in the original function on the left and inverse function on the right. So what about this function? Y equals 2x, right? So y equals 2x, well, that's the function that takes an input and multiplies it by 2. Well, what's the inverse? The inverse is something that takes an input and divides by 2. These two functions, y equals 2x and y equals x over 2, these are inverses. They undo each other. They're opposite operations. All right. I'm going to give you one more just for kicks. I'm going to give you one more. Let me give you one a little bit more recently. How about this one? Oh, I can't use red. Gross, gross, gross. Okay. How about this one? y equals x to the third power. All right, so we're cubing something. And you might ask yourself, well, what's the opposite? What's the inverse? What undoes cubing something? And the real answer is the cubed root. The cubed root is the opposite of cubing, just like the square root is the opposite of squaring, generally. For positive, for non-negative values of x. Okay, so Flash, tell me you're good. Tell me everything you've seen is like, yep, makes sense, makes sense. I get it that inverses undo each other. I want to hear it from you. There we go. Now we can see everything. My handwriting looks a lot neater when I zoom out. You know what I mean? I like zoom in. I feel like, there we go. Okay. All right. So Flash, we're good. We're good on inverses. This concept of inverses, that inverses undo each other. Okay. So now we go back to this, right? Yep. So we're and Flash, you and I are going to continue to dive into it. Okay. So now we're going to go back into this and we're going to be like, man, we just learned about exponentials. We just learned about 2 to the x. And so you might ask yourself, okay, what undoes 2 to the x? What is the inverse of 2 to the x? And the answer is we don't have a function for that. There's no such thing. You might think the inverse of 2 to the x has something to do with a square root, because like a square, there's a 2 and an exponent, so you might think square root. That ain't the case. The opposite of square root is squaring. So we need to find the opposite of 2 to the x. So I'm going to tell you right now, if, let's flash back 500 years. I think it's about 500 years. Might be 600 years by now. But 500, 600 years ago, we don't have a name for it. What in the world can we do? Okay, so all of that having been said, we're going to go back to Desmos. Flash, I'm weaving a story for you, cousin. I'm weaving you a story. So here's what I'm going to do back in Desmos. I'm going to put in x plus 7. All right. Remember when we did that function? That was the function x plus 7. And then I'm going to graph its inverse, x minus 7. I'm going to zoom out so we can see it. There it is. Purple function is x plus 7. Okay. The black function down here is x minus 7. Those are inverse functions. They undo each other. Let me put in 2 more functions that we talked about. How about 2x and then x divided by 2? Right? Those were on my list. Those are 2 inverse functions. I'm putting them on because you're going to start to see a pattern if you haven't already. Let me put in x to the third. So the green function, that's x to the third. And then I don't know if I can put in the cubed root. Can I fit a cubed root in here? Functions. I know how to do it without, but I just want to see, can I do a cubed root? There's an nth root. How about that? I'll do the cubed root of x. There we go. So those are also inverses, right? X cubed and the cubed root of x. So when you're looking at this, and there we go, Flash. I'm making sure I can't see you in chat. So when you're looking at this, this might just look like spaghetti to you, but it starts to look a little pretty to me. Let's see. Let's zoom in and see what happens. Do you notice what happens when I graph functions and their inverses? Like, besides looking like a spider, what's happening in this picture? What is happening? How can you describe what is happening when I'm graphing a function and its inverse? Flash, if you were to describe this pattern, how would you describe it? A trophy-like thing. Yeah, it kind of does look like a trophy-like thing. All right, so besides what it looks like, because it's not supposed to look like anything, right? I pulled these original functions kind of out of my butt to make the math easy. The question, though, is, what do you see? Yeah, opposites interweaving. So that's a cool way to phrase it. Opposites interweaving. So check this out. Let me hide everything except x and 2x. So there's x and 2x. Sure enough, they're crossing there at 0, 0. And they're boom, boom. One's heading one direction, one's the other. Okay. What about x cubed and the cubed root of x? Do you notice that they're interweaving, but they are kind of following a similar pattern as those? And then it's a little harder to see with x plus 7 and x minus 7. But the big word that I'm looking for, here's the big word. The big word I'd be looking for is symmetry. These graphs have symmetry, and here's how I'm going to show the symmetry. I'm going to graph the line y equals x, and I am going to make it a dotted line. All right, maybe I'll make it a dashed line. All right, so here's the cool thing about this. And Flash, I know you got some artistic capability. Now that I put in that dotted line, and even if I zoom out so you can see these other lines, can you see the symmetry across the line y equals x? Do you see that symmetry? Looks like you can in the chat, right? This is true symmetry. Okay. All right. So remember I told you drums only. Drums only. Okay. Okay. So all right. So here's the thing. All right. Here's where we're at, okay? Remember where we were back here. We graphed 2 to the x. We were trying to find the inverse of 2 to the x. What undoes it? And nothing was kind of coming to mind. It wasn't square root. I'm telling you right now, like, there was a time we didn't have a name for it. Like, that's how weird this was, okay? So then what we did was then, oh, right. Okay. So yeah, don't draw anymore. I'm going to tell you one more thing to draw, and then you can play death metal on the drums. Okay. I know we're taking a little bit of a walk, but I told you we were going to take a little bit of a walk. So here's the thing, Flash. So with all of this work, we're now in a position to say, well, I don't know what the inverse of 2 to the x is, but because of this symmetry thing, I can show what the graph looks like. Let's talk about it. So how would I show what the graph looks like? Well, I can do symmetry across the line y equals x, just like I did before. But, yep, strapped in. So here's how we create the symmetry. This is kind of a neat way to do it. In order to create the symmetry across that line y equals x, we're going to take the original points. Remember those points that were on 2 to the x? Like 0, 1, 1, 2. We're going to take those points and we're going to swap them. So instead of 0, 1, I'm going to put a dot at 1, 0 right there. Instead of 1, 2, I'm going to put a dot at 2, 1. Instead of 2, 4, remember down here, 2, 4? So instead of putting a dot at 2, 4, I'm going to put a dot at 4, 2. And then the last one that you can't see, that was 3, 8. So I'm going to put a dot at 8, 3. Now putting those in there, swapping the x's and y's, that allows us to have that symmetry. Look at that. The first quadrant, that upper left quadrant, that's looking pretty good. And if I give this behavior, right, where we just get really close to the y-axis, then it's sure enough going to have that symmetry across the line y equals x. Remember, that's the line y equals x. So we just did that, right? Yep. Now you're seeing. Okay. So here's the funny thing, Flash, and what I'm telling you is almost exactly honest, okay? I'm going to tell, this is, now we get to the punchline, okay? So imagine you're with some mathematicians, right? You and some mathematicians are hanging out. It's like 500 years ago. There's no Valorant 500 years ago. I don't know. Maybe it was real world Valorant times. I don't know. But you were working on 2 to the x, and we're trying to find the opposite, the thing that undoes 2 to the x. And we don't know what it is. But this is what's weird. We don't know what it is, but we can graph it. Like, I can point to it right here. This green graph, this is the inverse this is the inverse of 2 to the x. So here's the funny thing. 500 years ago, this inverse didn't have a name. People looked at it and they were like, I don't know what it's called. So someone who is now very, very, very dead, don't worry. So someone said, let's call it the logarithm base 2 of x. They pulled this name out of their butts, straight out of their butts. And they said, let's call it logarithm. All right, so that's why your notes have the word logarithm. Here's my funny story about logarithm. And Zach, you can correct me. I'm just going to write the word in here. Oh my God. Logarithm? Is it? It's totally not rhythm with an I. It's rhythm with an I, right? Mathematicians gotta spell logarithm. Is that right? Logarithm. Okay. See, now I have low self-esteem about the word logarithm. I'm saying this for a reason, okay? Let's pretend this was spelt correctly if it is not. So, the person that invented logarithm, this is how cheap this is. Thank you, Zach. Here's how cheap this is. The word rhythm is Latin, Greek, whatever, right? Latin or Greek. It is the same as the rhythm, like 1, 2, 3, 4. It means number. Rhythm means number. And the loga part. So the logo, this is from the Greek logos. And logos is where we get the word logic. It's also where we get the word path. All right. Or story. So it's like logic or the path or the story. So the word logarithm, as far as I know, literally means the story of the number. Like, seriously, it's like the fakest smart sounding name ever. Like, it really just means like, it's where the number came from. Okay, so here's the thing you need to know. This is the end of my story. When you study logarithms, and you have just begun to study logarithms in your class, I believe. So when you study logarithms, what you need to admit is you know next to nothing about logarithms. I'm telling you this, and I'm not telling you this to be mean. I'm telling you this because, like, the only stuff you know about logarithms comes from the fact that they're the opposite of exponents. That's the only thing you know. And so with logarithms, we be really careful. We need to be really careful because we could get in over our head really quickly because there's a lot we don't know. Because every single time somebody asks me a question about logarithms, the very first thing I do is convert it into exponents. All right. There you go. All right. So all right. Fact checker in the chat. How close is this? Am I going to click on this and be such a liar? Yeah, see logos. Yeah, proportion. Yep, Okay, I'm going to come back to it. Ratio number. Yeah, logos Right. It's the actual name of logarithm. Even in that one, Zach, it's not a great name. It really is a name that is, for me, it's like one of the more pseudo-intellectual names. Because it doesn't help you at all, and it just sounds really hard. Okay, so there you go. All right, so Flash, let's finish this story by jutting into the future. Okay, so what we could do right now, right? If it wasn't 10:47, and I guess your time at 7:47. So if you want more examples, I'm good. I got some energy. We could do more examples. So let's just like flash forward in our heads. I could have done this whole thing that I just did with 2 to the x. We could redo it with 3 to the x. 3 to the x would be, as we saw, would be a little bit more, it would grow a little bit faster. We could still do its inverse. But if we had 3 to the x, then its inverse would be the logarithm base 3 of x. Okay, if we did 5 to the x, it would grow faster. and we could graph its logarithm the same way that we did this, but the inverse of 5 to the x would be the logarithm base 5 of x. So what you need to know is that logarithms and exponentials undo each other. They're opposites. They're inverses. Okay, now finally, let's pretend, as I said, oh, there we go. So let's pretend that you and I did this with, I'll just write it down. Let's pretend you and I did 2 to the x, and then its inverse was the log base 2 of x. If you do 5 to the x, its inverse is the log base 5 of x. All right, we can just do this all day, right? If you have a function that's 7 to the x, then its inverse is the log base 7 of x. And I should mention, Desmos knows all of these. You can type in 7 to the x and log base 7 of x. In fact, why don't we just do that right now? I'm just going to do it now. Here's all of our craziness. Let me go back here and find my, where am I at? Hello? Boop, boop. There I am, and my graphing. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do, Flash, just to show you. I'm going to show you we could do, I'm not going to do 7. I'll do 2 to the x, right? Our original graph, 2 to the x. And then I'll ask Desmos to graph the log. Oh, do I have to do a 7? No. Oh my gosh, it's been so long since I've done it. I'll click functions. There's log in here somewhere, right? There it is, the log-based a. So the log-based 2 of x, okay? Let me zoom out so you can see it. Take a look. Still has that symmetry, and this graph sure does look a whole lot like the graph that we made. All right, let me go back to it so we can see it, right? So there's that graph, and then by the magic of the internet, there's our graph. All right, so sure enough, logarithms and exponentials are inverses. And they're not inverses because of any kind of freak accident. They're inverses because logarithms were invented. They were invented to be the inverse of exponents. Okay. Now, last piece, because, and sorry for being so long-winded, but I feel like it's hard to get to natural log without doing all this stuff first, okay? Because you have to understand all this. So what I'm doing right now is I'm giving you this all this information. I would say go back and use this as a starting point to do some more studying, okay? Not to say I'm worried about you, but this is a heady topic. And if we need to do more stuff, you let me know. Okay, so now let's talk about this thing, e to the x, all right? So when you study exponents, you start to see e to the x. E to the x starts to show up. And so we need to talk for a second about what e is. What the heck is e? So I'm going to give you a little note here. Of course, Flash. E is approximately 2.72-ish, right? That's what e is. All right, so here's what you need to know. And I'm giving you the really short version. So you know how like in geometry, the number pi like shows up everywhere? And you're like, man, you could go all through like math and never hear of pi. But the second you start studying a circle, now you're going to hear pi in every single problem all of the time, right? Pi turns out to be this ugly, irrational number that in the world of circles is like your best friend, right? It's like the hidden key to everything about a circle is pi, this ugly, irrational number. So, for reasons that we are not going to go into tonight, when you take calculus, you will find out that this irrational number e, just like pi is an irrational number, this irrational number e turns out to be like a number that shows up all the time with exponents. It's like calculus and exponents love this weird doofy number that up until now you've never heard of. Just like up until circles, you wouldn't have heard of pi. So e is this number. It's actually about half. It's about 0.5 less than pi, right? It's 2.72-ish. So it's a little bit less than pi. It's this weirdo number, and just trust me that when you're in calculus, you want e to the x in your problems, because that means the problems are going to be easier. Okay, because e is just this magic calculus number. Okay. So let's talk about the inverse. Oh, and by the way, e is named after this guy, Euler. That's why there's an e there. It's named after Euler, not Euler, Euler, who was a insane genius, right? These are some insane geniuses. Okay. So now, e to the x, we need to find the inverse of e to the x, right? Because we did the inverses of all these other ones. So if we're going to do the inverse of e to the x, it should make sense that the inverse of e to the x is the log based e of x, right? And I'm going to just scroll up a little. Look at that, right? The inverse of 7 to the x was the log base 7 of x. So the inverse of e to the x should be the log based e of x. But nobody writes it like that. Nobody writes it like that. Sorry. What everybody writes instead of the log based e of x is they write this. And they tend to write it with the cursive L. Zach, do you write it with the cursive L? I think I want to say everybody does. All the cool kids write it with the cursive L. Okay. And this weird symbol is the inverse of e to the x. So what the heck is this symbol? Yeah, little cursive L. See, Zach does it too. All right, so what is this cursive L? Well, another word for e to the x besides like the Euler number, it is, man, is we also call e to the x the natural base. Or actually we call e the natural base. Yeah, see? All right. So e is it's another word for e. We call it the natural base because in calculus, it's just naturally easy to do exponents with e. So, like everything else, there's another story. So, like, look at this. You could imagine that if we're talking about the inverse of the natural base, the inverse of the natural base is called the natural log. Right? The natural log. So that's the L is for log and the N is for natural. But it's backwards. It's backwards. So why is it backwards? It's backwards because, again, like this, to me, this just feels like a scam. Okay. This feels like a scam. So we already know, people, that the word logarithm is completely made up. I haven't told you about, where this e comes from, but e is the natural base. And they're like, okay, so the inverse of the natural base to a variable would be the natural log. But we can't just call it natural log. And the reason why we can't call it natural log is because we're all a bunch of Europeans. We're all a bunch of dang Europeans. Euler was he German? German, French? Somewhere in there. He was in there. He was on the continent. He was on the continent of Europe. So if you're on the continent of Europe, you can't just call something natural log because it sounds like an American made it. So what do you have to do? You have to call it ln because ln stands for logarithm. Say it with me. Logarithm naturel. I seriously think it's like that. It's like logarithm naturel. That's why it's called ln. All right, and the spelling might be weird. And if you say natural log in German, it's still ln, but it just doesn't sound as pretty. It's like logarithm naturel, whatever. But yeah, all the Europeans were the ones that were inventing all this logarithm stuff like 500 years ago. So they got to name it. So they got their weird little, how they put the adjective before the noun, so they did logarithm naturel. So long story there. So what do we know? We know that if we're working with e to the x, the opposite of e to the x is the natural log of x. Naturel. Yes. Is that how it's spelt? Did you look it up? So whenever you see the natural log of x, you need to know it's the inverse of e to the x. All right, so there's the story. Yep. Oh, taking a guess. Okay. All right. And Flash, just so that I don't leave you hanging, because your homework might take you in this one more direction, there's one more exponent and logarithm pair that we should talk about, okay? And this one's kind of funny to me too. So there's one more that like kind of has a nickname. And the one more that has a nickname is 10 to the x. All right, so 10 to the x is, that's definitely an exponential function, right? It's a number to the x. And its inverse, if we do the inverse of 10 to the x, that should be the log based 10 of x. Okay, but nobody ever calls it that. So what you'll see is they drop the base. If you ever see just the log of x with no base, that means the log base 10 of x. Sometimes you'll even see the words log capitalized, like I've seen that before. And so you want to keep an eye out that if you're working with 10 to the x, then the inverse of 10 to the x, we like to call the log of x. And I can tell you the short story of where this is from. This is because, let's start drama in the chat. Oh, yeah. Yes. So here's the funny thing. Why do we have these nicknames? So one of them is, because Europeans like to move stuff around and call it logarithme naturel. The other thing is that these little sub numbers, you know how you have to you write the word log and then you have to the opposite of superscript. You have to subscript and put the number in. That's a pain in the butt to subscript. You can imagine that if you were typing this on I don't know, a printing press or something, that would drive you crazy if you had a bunch of logs. And so these are the two most frequently used bases. The log base 10 that's down here, we call this the common log, right? Ooh, Zach, I want to hear about that in a second. So log base 10 we call the common log. And then up here, the log based e, we call the natural log. Those are the two most frequently used bases. And because of that, Flash, those are also buttons on your calculator. And so as we continue to work, we'll dig in on that. But that was a big, long thing. All right. So, Zach, tell me about this. When log of x equals the natural log of x. So, you're saying sometimes we use log of x to mean the natural log of x? Ooh, let's take a look. All right. We're learning so much. I love it. Okay. Log of x is the natural logarithm. Okay. That's really weird. So why do you suppose that's the case? For the same, if we're all, we would need a memo. I feel like I would need a memo, Zach. If Zach puts out a memo saying log of x means the natural log, then I'm all for it, right? But we would have to just know that in the context of the problem we were doing, right? I think that's it, right? Because we would never want to declare that. You wouldn't get that through Congress, right? You couldn't get 2/3, you might get it past the House, but you're not getting 2/3 of the Senate calling natural log just log of x. I don't know. Now, I'm not one to pick a fight with, in a programming context. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. So Flash, as you can see, a lot of these things, as you continue to learn more math, stuff gets solidified and then stuff gets tossed up in the air. That's what happens, man. That's what happens. All right, cool. So here's what I want you to do, Flash. I gave you a whole bunch of things. I gave you a whole bunch of stuff, hopefully, to think about. And what I would like you to do is work on, use this as a starting point, like we said, right? And if you come back to me with questions or stuff that you want us to go back over, Like let's do it, okay? Because if you wanted to, like I just gave you like I don't know a week of math. That's probably a week of math in 20 minutes. That's an awful lot, okay? So I kind of wanted you to see the complexity, though. I wanted you to see what was, what do we mean when we say logarithm, so that you have resources to answer these questions, right? So if you got a question in the future about these, send them on by. And remember, you don't have to wait till the show. If you send me a text on the Everyone Loves Math hotline, you know I'm going to get back to you. Okay? I got you. All right. So, yeah. So I'm gonna call it there for our logarithm chat. That was fun though. That was fun. Flash, thank you for those questions, because yeah, I enjoy talking about it. That was a whole lot of information, but yeah, keep the questions coming, and if you ask me, if you show up and send me a note, and you could even say like, hey, tomorrow's show, here's a problem I'm struggling with, can you teach this? Then I totally will do it. Okay. I can make the whole episode about a topic. I can make the whole nightly show about a topic, if it helps you or anybody else out. Okay, I got you. All right. Let's see. I do not have my Twitch stuff set up. But let's see. I have recently been introduced to the concept of rating. Do we have anyone that knows if we have a mathematician that needs a little rating happening? Looks like Danny Highway. We're gonna give him a shot again. What's his little handle there? What's his handle? Is he just Danny Highway? Just a thing? Right? Okay. All right. So let's go check out Danny Highway. We're gonna do that. And for everybody else, man, it was great having everybody. Really awesome. We're gonna do it again tomorrow night. And if you have questions that you want to send them on down. I love math, and everyone loves math. Dude, Zach, absolutely. It was great. It was great having you with me. Hey, man, Zach, any feedback you want to give, Joey at everyonelovesmath.com. You can send me an email, Joey at everyonelovesmath. I would love to hear any feedback from fellow mathematician. All right. But yeah, for now, everybody stay cool, and we'll go check out Danny Highway, and y'all have a great night.